Hi, it's Tegan. Welcome to a very, very exciting video. This is going to be my 500 subscriber Q&A video, which is so extremely exciting. I have been on YouTube for about 3.5 years now, so to have hit that milestone is really, really exciting to me, and to be nearly on 600 subscribers is absolutely insane. So thank you guys so much to all of you who have subscribed to me. I really, really genuinely appreciate it, and I love you all from the bottom of my heart, so thank you so much. I did get quite a few questions sent in, and I want to be able to get to as many as I can. So thank you to all of you who sent in questions. I did ask out on my Twitter and on my Instagram for people to send me questions. So if you don't follow me on those platforms and you would like to participate in later Q&As, you can follow me on those. It's my Twitter and my Instagram. I will be asking you guys on there in the future if I do another Q&A, so definitely be sure to check those out. I'll also leave them linked down below, obviously. And yeah, I'm going to pretty much jump straight into this. I asked you guys to send me in questions about books or music or pretty much anything that you wanted to know about me, so I'm going to be answering those. I'm going to start with the questions that I got on Instagram. First off, I've got a question from Brittany, and she said that she needs a new book to start, so what series do I recommend? And I actually am going to recommend you 4 books. One of them is a series, 3 of them are standalones. First off is the Warcross series by Marie Lu. It's a technological dystopian and it's fantastic. Next of all, I've got 3 standalones. The first one being Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia, They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera, and We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. All 3 of these books are books you would have heard me recommend time and time again on this channel because they are 3 of my favorite books of all time, so everybody should go and read them. Maddie asked, what would your dream festival lineup be, dead or alive? And I've got so many favorite bands, so I'm just going to be naming some of them that I think would be fantastic on a festival together. So I've got bands like 5 Seconds of Summer, All Time Low, Green Day, Panic at the Disco. Yeah, that would be good. I'm gonna bring Forever Ends Here back from being broken up. Water parks. The Maine would be really cool on a festival. And I'm gonna say, just throw in a little oddball there and say Troye Sivan because I need to see him again. Steph asked quite a few questions, so thank you, Steph. First of all, she asked Forever Ends Here or 5 Seconds of Summer, and I'm gonna say 5 Seconds of Summer because they didn't do me dirty and break up. Oops. Kane or Michael, and Kane is the ex-drummer of Forever Ends Here and Michael is from 5 Seconds of Summer. I've got both of their handwritings tattooed on my body, so I obviously love them both a whole lot, but I'm gonna go with Kane just because he knows who I am. I've talked to him a lot more than I have to Michael, and yeah, but I love them both with my entire heart. Don't Stop or She Looks So Perfect, 2 of 5 Seconds of Summer's best songs, and I'm gonna go with She Looks So Perfect because that song just always goes off at shows. Are you ever gonna go to another footy game? Honestly, probably not. I went to a footy game with her a couple of weeks ago. It was fun when she was there, but I probably won't go again. She also asked me what footy team do you support, and I'm gonna have to go with the Brisbane Lions because that's kind of the only footy team that I know of. Then my sister, Caitlin, has asked me, if you had to pick between Harry Potter and supernatural existing, which would you choose? They are probably my 2 favorite things in this entire world. So this is like the hardest question that I was asked because it's so difficult. And like, it's not like I can only pick one to watch for the rest of my life. It's like one of them would not exist in this world. And I think for that reason, I'm gonna have to go with Harry Potter. Obviously, you guys can probably tell it's my favorite thing ever, and that is kind of what introduced me into the world of fandoms and the world of this like whole internet thing. So I'd have to go with that, but my life would be so much sadder without supernatural because those are like the 2 things that I go to whenever I'm feeling sad. Harry Potter is like, that has been with me since like I was like 3, so it has to be that, but life would be sad without supernatural in it. Christine asked, what's the best concert you've been to, and I've been to a lot of really great ones, as you guys have probably heard from me talking about them all the time. Honestly, I'd probably have to say that the best show that I've ever been to was probably the 5/3 show in Melbourne last year, just because that was such an intimate show and it was so amazing. But then like All Time Low at the Bright Side was amazing, Forever Ends Here Sydney, their last ever show, was amazing, Meet You There 5 was amazing, 21 Pilot shows are always incredible. Like I've been to so many amazing shows, so it's really hard to pick just my favorite, but I'd have to probably say 5/3. Brittany has asked what's your favorite fandom that you are in, and I'd probably have to say Supernatural fandom is absolutely incredible, just because it's really a family. The cast interacts with their fans all the time. They call it the SBN family, like the Supernatural family, because it really is a family and it's really special in that way. The actual fans are also incredible and I've made friends through it. And then also the Harry Potter fandom, because that is literally what got me into the world of fandoms. I had a Harry Potter fan page on Facebook like 6 years ago. That is what introduced me to fandoms, like shipping and OTPs and that sort of stuff. That was all Harry Potter. So I'd have to say probably those two are my favorite fandoms. Brittany also asked, how are you? I miss you a lot. I miss you so much, Brittany, too, and I am doing good, to be completely honest. I woke up this morning with obviously Dan having released his coming out video, which was really emotional, but like I'm so proud of him, so that made me feel really good. Yesterday was my birthday, so that was a pretty exciting day. I'm on uni break. I'm doing pretty well right now. Thank you for asking. Who is on your bucket list to see live that you haven't seen live yet? I have been really lucky to have gotten to see pretty much everybody that I really want to see live, which is like a really special thing. The only person that comes to mind that I haven't seen that I would love to see is Blink-182, because they haven't been to Australia in years and I haven't gotten to see them, so probably them. Amelia has asked, what do you look forward to on a day-to-day basis? And this is kind of a deep existential question, kind of, but I mean, a couple of things. I've been rewatching Supernatural, so getting to sit down and watch a couple episodes of Supernatural is always very exciting. I look forward to my time spent reading, which I try to do most days, which I've been really trying to keep on top of, reading most days, which I've been really looking forward to every day. Yeah, probably just getting to do those things every day, which I've been really super enjoying the last couple of months. Marcella has asked who loves Troy more, Mars or Mars, and I mean, between those two options, it has to be you, doesn't it? I'm gonna have a battle with you over who loves him more between us, because I'd say it's pretty close between us. Those are all of the questions that I got on Instagram. Once again, thank you guys so much for sending them in, and I'm going to be moving over to the questions I got from Twitter. So first off, I've got from Dana. She asked, do you miss the US? And if you guys didn't know, I am originally from America, but I live in Australia. You can probably tell by the accent. I do miss the US at times. I really miss the weather, because I'm not a huge fan of heat, and where I'm from in America, I'm from Seattle, and it is pretty much cold and rainy like 80% of the year, and I love that weather, and I'm really not a big fan of the heat and humidity in Queensland. So I miss it on that aspect, and then I also miss, there's like food cravings that I have that I really miss, and then obviously I miss the people, like all of my family and friends from over there. But overall, I am pretty happy staying in Australia, which is not something when I first moved over here that I would have thought I would ever say, but here I am saying it. My friend Emma has asked, why aren't you in Sydney yet? And it's because I'm poor and trying to save for the UK at the end of the year, but I will come back soon, I promise. I miss you and Sydney so much. 5 the Jonas Brothers, Big Time Rush, or All Time Low. If you could only stand one for the rest of your life, who would it be? And you have to choose one, and this is extremely difficult. Big Time Rush are pretty much what got me into liking music. Jonas Brothers, one of my favorite bands when I was little, and they have come back, and their comeback has been incredible, and I love them so much. And then 5 and All Time Low are like my two favorite bands like ever. I literally have tattoos for both of them, so that would be an issue with this question. I'm going to say I'm gonna have to choose between 5 or All Time Low, just because they are literally my two favorite bands of all time. It's literally so difficult, but I think I'm gonna have to go with 5 Seconds of Summer. They kind of got me into liking All Time Low, which is kind of a swapped way of how most people do that, but that's what happened and they are literally my world. But like I'd have to, this is my All Time Low tattoo, and I'd have to like either live with it or like get it taken off because I wouldn't be able to stand them anymore. Dana asked me Maltesers or M&Ms. M&Ms. Yeah. What's your favorite food? Any type of pasta. I love pasta so much. Like, if I could eat it every single day and not be 800 pounds, I would. What's the best part of being American and living in Australia? I don't know. I get asked a lot about America, which I don't mind, and I kind of like explaining where I'm from to different people. It's kind of cool when people recognize me at like concerts and stuff by my accent, like, oh, you are the American. Right. I don't know. I mean, I guess I've got two kind of backgrounds. I grew up in America, but then I've lived in Australia for like 6 years, so I've got them both and I know what it's like to live in both places, which a lot of people don't, and I guess moving to the other side of the world is pretty cool. But yeah, I don't really know. It's kind of just a lot of the little things. If you had to kill a Harry Potter character, who would you kill and why? This is probably another one of the hardest questions that has been given to me, so thank you, Dana, for that. Not really. I really don't want to choose. I'm going to assume that you mean a character, like a good character, and not a character that is like already dead or that I don't like, because if that was the fact, I would be killing off Snape because I do not like Snape at all, so I would be killing off him. But if I have to choose like a good character that's not dead yet, I don't know if this is kind of cheating the system, and he did kind of have a redemption arc at the end of the books, but I'm gonna go with Percy Weasley, which I don't want them to have to lose another sibling or another person in the family, but he was kind of a dick throughout most of them, and if I had to choose somebody, it would be him. But I hate having to kill off Harry Potter characters. Even if he did kind of have a redemption at the end, he was kind of a dick, and although I don't want the Weasleys to have to lose another child, probably him. Kate over at The Kate Show here on YouTube, I will leave her channel link down below. She has said, congrats! Thank you so much, Kate, I really appreciate it. And she said, what makes a book interesting for you? And a lot of things. Honestly, a book has to have really good characters for me to connect to it, and I have to be able to relate to them on even the smallest sort of level. But even just like interesting characters, like if a book has like really dull characters, and I probably won't enjoy it very much. Stories that have interesting plot lines that haven't been told a billion times. I love a little bit of romance here and there. I love like action. Even though I absolutely hate it when characters die, I kind of like when, if there is an intense like that could happen, a character actually dies, because then it makes it feel more real. I really like it when books feel real. Obviously if you're reading like a fantasy or a sci-fi book, it's not going to be like real, but I like it when they make it feel real and not fictional. Zaya, her name on Twitter is irrelevant, but I know that's not your real name. She has asked, what's your novel about? When did you start writing it? What sparked the idea of it? If you guys don't know, I am currently in the process of trying to write a book. I'm not really wanting to give away what the book is about, just because I kind of want to keep that to myself. But I can tell you it's speculative fiction, which means it falls on the line between real and fictional. It kind of surrounds death, which kind of sounds morbid, but that's what it is. The main character is a female and she is a teenager. She's 17 years old. I started writing it quite a bit ago, like years and years and years ago. I wrote like the outline of it, and I did actually write like 60,000 words of it, but that is long gone. But I have revamped it and I have started to write about the same story. So I only started this version of it in November, but I came up with the idea maybe like 5 years ago. And then also what sparked the idea of it, I've always wanted to write. That's kind of always been my dream, and obviously I love to read, and speculative fiction stories are some of my favorite stories of all time. So I really wanted to write along the lines of that, and yeah, I just love writing and I've always wanted that to be a part of my life. Lauren has asked, would you rather never be able to read or watch Harry Potter again, or never listen to music or go to a concert again? Lauren, I kind of hate you for asking this question because I desperately do not want to choose between these two things. Genuinely, Harry Potter is like that one thing that I know will always make me happy, and like I can go to it if I either am trying to get out of a slump, or I just want something to do, or I'm like not feeling the best, or I'm feeling kind of sad. I can always go to Harry Potter and instantly it makes me feel better. But like music, like I cannot imagine a world without music. And then also concerts, like being able to see my favorite people live is one of the best things ever. So because we're not saying that Harry Potter does not have to exist, like it'll still exist, it'll still be out there in the world, I'm gonna have to go with never read or watch Harry Potter again, just because like I've read it so many times and like I vividly like memorized the movies and the books because I've read and watched them so many times. So although it would not be fun, I'd have to do that, because not being able to ever listen to music again, like even if you're not a music fan, like listening to music just like it gets you in different moods, and it's just like you can't not ever listen to music again. But luckily that'll never happen, so I'll never have to actually go through that. Ava has said, go pick up the 7th book from your shelf and try to think of a song that matches the front cover of it. Okay, I've got several different shelves and several different bookshelves, so I just picked a shelf and picked the 7th book off of it randomly. But I went with More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. This is a pretty, like this cover of it, if you guys can see that, all those little dots on it are smiley and frowny faces, so there's a mixture of them both. So this is kind of like showing like sad and happy, but then with all of the colors on it, it kind of looks like a really happy story. And then obviously the title of this is More Happy Than Not. The song that like immediately popped into my mind was Not Today by 21 Pilots, just because that song, like it even mentions in the lyrics, it's like this one's a contradiction because of how happy it sounds, but the lyrics aren't so sound. So this book, like it looks like it's gonna be a pretty happy book, right? But it's really not. I'd probably have to go with Not Today by 21 Pilots, but pretty much every single song that kind of sounds happy but the lyrics are like really sad. Sarah has asked, what is your favorite Jonas Brothers song and will you see them when they come to Australia? If you don't follow me on Twitter, you wouldn't have seen, but I've literally been talking nonstop about the Jonas Brothers because of their comeback. One, I will definitely go and see them when they come to Australia. I never got the chance to see them when I lived in America, and they've obviously never been to Australia, and they obviously just came back. So whenever they announce Australian tour dates, I will 100% be there, hopefully near to the front row, singing my heart out, because that is all I need in my life. What is my favorite Jonas Brothers song? There's honestly like so many. Obviously songs like Hold On, Love Bug, Inseparable, Paranoid, A Little Bit Longer, and then on their new album, I love Roller Coasters so much. Come Back, Pool is really good. Yeah, I love a lot of Jonas Brothers songs. They are amazing. And finally, the very last question here for this very long Q&A is from Abby, and she asked, if you could spend a day with 3 book characters, who would you choose? I have so many favorite book characters, this would be really super difficult, but I'd probably have to go with Ron Weasley because I love him, Allegiant, or movie style Peter from Divergent, because he was kind of a dick in the first 2 books, but Allegiant he got a bit better, and then obviously afterwards he got a bit better as well. But probably, yeah, Peter. And Simon from Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda, because I would just love to talk to him because he's Simon. So yeah, probably those 3 characters. I'm not sure how well them 3 would get along, but I would love to hang out with all 3 of them. Wow, okay, there we go. That is the end of my 500 subscriber Q&A. Once again, thank you so much to everybody that sent in questions, and thank you so much to all of you for subscribing to me, because I really genuinely appreciated it so much. And I know that 500 subscribers may not sound like very much, but to somebody who it's taken so long for me to get here, and somebody who I get excited with kind of every single person that I see subscribe to me. It genuinely means the absolute world, and I love you all a lot. If you have been with me from the very beginning, I'm not sure how many of you are still here, but if you have been with me from the very beginning, if you subscribe anywhere in between, or if you just subscribed from some of my recent videos, thank you so much. Yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video because it has gone on for so long. Thank you guys so much for sending in questions. Like I said at the beginning, if you would like to be a part of a future Q&A, then you can follow me on my socials, and that will be where I ask for questions in the future. And yeah, that's gonna be about it for this video. I'm just very happy. Thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you can hit subscribe. Help me get to 1,000 because that's the next milestone, which is crazy. So if you like what you saw in this video, if you've liked what you've seen in my other videos, please hit that subscribe button. Come along for this journey, and yeah, that's gonna be about it for this video today. I'm Tegan, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!